Hello everyone and welcome to today's yoga session. So today's sequence is a little bit about especially working with the lower back and hips and core, and it's especially beneficial when we kind of hardly move, when we're sitting on a desk all day. And right now there's not so much we can do to walk a lot, so it's really good to keep our lower back, create space in the lower back, keep all these muscles around the hips flexible and moving. So we're going to start on the back. We need a belt today. So if you don't have a yoga belt, a normal belt will do really well, or you can also use a towel to wrap around you. And if you have a block, would be great as well. Alright, so come and lie on your back. So it's really nice to connect towards your breathing and let your whole body soften down into the mat. Notice how your body feels today. Notice any tension and softness. And see if you can breathe in. Let your belly rise on an inhale. And then exhale, soften. So you can also bring your palms onto your belly and just notice the rise of your breath on an inhale. And then softening on an exhale. And just a few like this. And maybe if you had your eyes closed, you can open them. So grab your belt and then wrap the belt around the sole of the foot. Alright. And then see if you can straighten your leg and then push the sole of the foot or the heel towards the ceiling. And you might feel this in your hamstrings. So if your leg starts to shake, maybe back off a little bit. So it's just like to start very gently. We don't want to freeze the muscles, and then it's not very beneficial to create a really good stretch. And you can also micro bend your knee a little bit. So if your hamstrings are really tight, and then breathe in. You can also draw it over time a little closer if that's okay. Just make sure your upper body is not strained, so there's a little big pull. Soften your shoulders and your chest so you can really breathe into your upper body at the same time. And just notice where you feel the stretch. One more breath. So breathing in through the nose, in and out. And then take your right leg, if you can keep it straight, but take the belt into your right palm and then take your right foot out to the side. So it's just hovering above the floor. And with your left palm you can bring and kind of lengthen your left hip back down into the mat, so your left hip kind of lifts maybe. And then just notice where you feel the stretch. You might feel the stretch on the inner thigh. You might feel the stretch more here on the left hip. And 2 more breaths, breathing through the nose, in and out. And then the next breath in, lift your right leg up, take the belt into your left palm, bring your right arm down onto the mat, and then bring your whole leg, right leg all the way over to the left side. So maybe your hip lifts up. And see if you can gaze towards the right side. So you can either bring your foot down onto the mat or just lift it up. And notice where you feel the stretch on this side. So it might be on the right outer hip, right outer thigh. So wherever the stretch is for you, just bring your awareness there. And lift your leg up on the next inhale. Let go of the strap and then just bring both legs side by side. And just notice, maybe one leg feels now longer than the other. Notice the difference on both sides. maybe it's the same. So whatever it is, just see if you can notice and observe. It might be also your right leg more awake. And then swap sides. So bring the belt onto your left leg. Soften your shoulders down and then push your left heel and sole of the foot against the ceiling. Without pulling too tightly, see if you can gently draw your leg a little bit closer towards your body, and as long as it's not shaky. Notice where you feel the stretch, breathing through the nose, in and out. And your right foot is kind of straight down into the mat. One more breath. And then take the belt into your left palm and then swing your left leg out towards the side. You can keep it straight, so it's just hovering above the floor. And you might feel that your right hip is lifting up. So see if you can kind of gently bring it back down onto the mat with your right palm. And notice where you feel the stretch. So your left leg might feel very active, but just notice where you feel the stretch. See if you can breathe into that stretch. And lift your left leg up. Swap sides. Take the strap or the belt into your right palm. And then take your left leg, if you can keep it straight, all the way over to the right side. And gaze towards the left side. So your left foot leg is maybe just hovering above the floor or maybe all the way down. And then just notice where you feel the stretch in your left leg. You can maybe even lift, if it's okay for you, you can lift your leg a little bit closer towards your right arm. Inhale, create some space, and then exhale, move a little bit further into the stretch. Breathing through the nose, in and out. And on the next inhale, bring your left leg back up. Put the strap away and then just notice both legs should feel the same, or very similar. And then bring your knees towards your chest. Roll from side to side. And then rock up and down until you come all the way up into a seat. And then grab a block if you can. If you don't have a block, you can also grab a book, a bolster. And then bring the bolster in between your thighs. And squeeze your thighs together. Bring your arms by your side. Lift up. Squeeze your thighs. And then bring your upper body down. Lengthen your legs up towards the ceiling. Maybe bring your palms underneath your buttocks. And on an exhale, lower down. Squeeze into the block. And then just hovering your feet off the ground. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower your legs down. You can flex your feet, squeeze into the block. Inhale, lift up. 2 more times. Exhale, lower. Squeeze into the block. Soften your chest and shoulders. Inhale, lift up. And then bend your knees, take the block away, draw your knees towards your chest, and rock up and down a few times. And then come onto all fours. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And then on an inhale, lengthen your spine, broaden your collarbone, and then exhale, round your spine. A few movements like this. Inhale, lengthen your front body, open your collarbone, and then exhale, round your spine. Inhale, 2 more. In your own time and breath rhythm. And then tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up and then lift into a downward dog. See if you can press and push your palms down into the mat, your knuckles. Your arms are active, your upper arms are rolling in. Your neck is lengthened, draw your ears towards your big thumbs. And then lift your sitting bones a little higher and your heels a little lower. Try not to collapse into the shoulders, so really activate your whole body. Pushing down into the mat, into your palms, your arms are active, and then your heels are lowering down. And then roll forward into a plank. Lengthen your heart forward, active core, active thighs, and your heels are drawing you backwards. And then bring your knees down and come onto your elbows. So bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Your palms are right in front of you, pressing down into the mat. And your elbows are drawing, without moving your elbows, you're drawing the elbows further back towards your heels, towards the side hips. And then tuck your toes under, lift your knees, lift your hips, and come into an elbow plank. So create length in the whole body. Active thighs, active core, lengthening the heart forward. So really energize from your heels all the way forward into the top of the head. And then breathe in for 3. Through the nose, in and out. And then bring your knees down, your hips down. Bring the tops of the feet down and let your belly soften. Lengthen the heart forward. Drawing the tailbone towards your heel so you create space in the lower back. So let's come up one more time. So tuck your toes under, lift your knees, lift your hips, and come into an elbow plank. So rather than letting the hips sink down, can you activate your whole body? Active thighs, active hips, active core, and develop a sense of lengthening your whole body. And then bring your knees down, your hips down, tops of the feet down onto the mat. Let your belly soften. Drawing your elbows and your palms towards the back of the mat. So without moving them, it's like a drawing forward, and at the same time, your heart is lengthening forward. Softening your face, maybe lift up. So it's really nice to counterpose, but normally our head is falling forward, looking at our screens. So it's really nice to create some space in your throat and front body. Alright, and then come up to our fours. Draw your hips towards your heels, lengthening your arms forward, and then breathe into your lower back. So really create some space in your lower back, really breathe in, exhale out. Push your palms into the mat and feel like you're lengthening into your arms, into your sides of the body, and your hips are coming backwards. And then in, untuck your toes and lift up into a downward dog. And then lift your right leg up, bend your right knee, and then step your right foot on the outside of your right palm. Drop your back knee down, Maybe bring the back foot, top of the foot down onto the mat. Your palms are on the inside. And then just take 3 breaths here. So breathing through the nose, in and out. Develop a lengthening, so rather than rounding, see if you can lengthen, elongate your spine, drawing your heart forwards. If you like the 3 breaths, you can come a little bit further down onto your palms, onto your elbows. Maybe walk your right foot a little bit further out. Take a deep breath in and then exhale out. And then come back onto your palms, walk your foot a little bit closer, bend your back knee, roll onto the top of the knee, and then with your right palm, see if you can grab your back foot. If you can't grab it, just reach towards it. So it's really nice to create this length. And then exhale. Place both palms down into the mat. And then step into a downward dog again. Maybe bend your knees, draw your hips backwards. And then lift your sitting bones up. Press into your palms. And draw your heels down onto the mat. And then lift your left leg up. Bend your left knee. And then step your left foot forward on the outside of your left palms. You might walk your left foot a little bit further out. And then just stay here. You can walk your back knee a little bit further back. Bring the back top of the foot down into the mat. And just take 3 breaths here. Even if you normally go further, just notice the breath. Notice the subtle sensations of the stretch. Maybe on your right front hip flexors, thigh, or on your left inner hips, outer hips. So notice where you can feel the stretch most with it. And then for the last 3, if you like, you can just stay here or come into your elbows. And then gently come back up. And then roll onto the top of the knee, above the knee. So you're rolling forward. So you're kind of your knees pointing towards the back of the mat. Bend your back knee. And then take your left palm behind. So you might be able to grab your back toes, maybe not. And it's just like opening the chest up, creating the space in your upper body, but also lengthening the right thigh. Stretching the front hip flexors on the right side. It's really good to stretch if you're running a lot, standing a lot. And then gently bring your palms forwards. Let go. And then step back into a downward dog. Roll forward into a plank. Hold it there. Exhale. Downward dog. And then take your feet mat width apart. Walk your fingertips all the way back. Bend your knees a lot. So if there's any issues on the lower back, draw your belly towards your thighs. So you can stay here. If that's okay, if it's better for your knees. If you can, come all the way into a yogi squat. So the wider you take your feet, the easier it is. Take your elbows on the inside. Bring your palms together and then let your hips drop. So you might feel the lengthening in the lower back. So it's a really amazing pose to release the lower back and bring some strength and flexibility into your hips. It's also a really nice stretch for the calf muscles, heels. And if you want to bring more activeness into the body and activate the core at the same time, you can just lift your arms up, lengthen them forward, and lift your heart. And then gently bring your feet together. Walk your palms forwards into a downward dog. Lift your right leg. And then step your right foot forward in between your palms. Drop your back knee down. Lift your arms. And see if you can press into your front thigh, front foot, so it helps to lift up from here rather than hunching into a lower back. Lift your arms. And then bring your palms forwards, your elbows out to the side. And then we twist over to the right side. Bring your left elbow over your right knee. Press your palms together. And then lift your chest a little higher. If you want, you can also lift your back knee up as well. Hug your right outer hip in, rather than letting it sway out. So your front thigh is really active. Breathing through the nose, in and out. One more breath. And then gently bring your palms forward, bring your back knee down. Place your palms into the mat. Lift your right leg up. Bend your right knee and open the right side of your hips. See if you can press equally into both palms. And then bring your hips back into neutral. Draw your right knee towards your chest. Lift your upper body forward. And then bring your right knee closer towards your left palm, right palm, and your right heel towards your left groin. Walk your back leg just a little bit further backwards. And then just make sure your back knee is not twisted. Come onto your fingertips. So if your hips are really far up in the air, you can also use a bolster to support your hips. So it's less straining on the knee. If there's any issues or pain in the knee, just roll onto your right hip and bend your back knee. So that takes pressure off the knee. Otherwise, if it's okay like this, come into your fingertips, lift your front body, draw the tailbone down towards mat, so there's no compression, no pressing in the lower back. And the next exhale, bow forward, bring your elbows just in front of your head. You can rest your head down onto your arms, palms. And just notice where you feel this here. So rather than holding really tightly, see if you can release. So on an inhale, create some space. And then exhale, release into your hips, into your upper body. And the next inhale, come all the way back up. Bring your palms down into the mat. Untuck your back toes, so tuck your back toes back under. Lift up, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Three-legged dog, and then place both feet down into the mat. And then step your left foot forward, drop your back knee down. Lengthen all the way back up. Bring your palms towards your heart center, and then we twist towards the left side as well. Bring your right elbow over to your left knee. Place your palms together and then draw your elbows out to the side. And if you like, you can also lift your back knee down. So press into your front thigh. Draw your left outer hip in. So you create length in the spine. Soften your chest, shoulders, and your face. One more breath. And then gently bring your palms forward. Place your palms down into the mat. Step into a downward dog. Lift your left leg. Bend your left knee. And then open up the left side of your hips. Can you press equally into both palms? And then your left heel comes closer towards your right buttocks. It's just like creating a little bit of space and openness in the left hips. And then gently bring your hips back into neutral. Draw your left knee towards your chest. Swing your upper body forward. And then place your left leg all the way in front of you. walk your back leg just a little bit further back, place the top of the foot down onto the mat. And the same here, just notice how that feels. If your hips are too very tight or too far up in the air, just support it with a cushion or block. And it takes a little bit of pressure and tightness out, so you can really soften, release into a pose, or roll into the left hip and bend your back knee and go down from here. Now let's come into fingertips, lift up from here, lengthen the front body, drawing the shoulders away. And it's really nice to create this openness and length in the front. On the next exhale, bow forward, bring your arms just underneath your head. Breathing through the nose, in and out. And one more time. So really soften and release. Breathe into any tension around the hips and thighs. Yeah, next breath in, come all the way back up. Tuck your back toes under, press the palms into the mat, and then lift it into three-legged dog. Bring some blood flow, invert the blood flow back into the left leg, and then come into a downward dog. Roll forward into plank. Exhale, downward dog. And then bend your knees, bend your elbows, gaze towards the front. You can come into a seat any way you like, or you can slightly jump, cross your ankles, and come into a seat. Lengthen your legs out towards the front. And then rather than rounding the back, see if you can press your sitting bones down into the mat. Your thighs are pressing down. Lift your arms up. On an exhale, bring your palms forwards and then lower back halfway. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, bow forward from your hips. So you're creating length forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring your palms in front of you and then lower back halfway. Hold it there for 2 breaths. And then next inhale, lift up from your core, lengthen into your arms, and then exhale, bow forward, and we stay here. So you create length forward first. Grab the outer edges of your feet or bring your palms into your shins. If there's any lower back issues, maybe bend your knees for now. Draw the belly towards the thigh, and there's more length and less rounding and pressure on the lower back for now, until you kind of create this length over time. If your back feels alright, and you can create this length, lengthen the heart forward, maybe bow forward. Shoulders drawing away from the ears. And then exhale, lift up. Okay. Bring your feet together. So rather than coming cross-legged, see if you can bring your shins parallel. So your heels are coming closer towards your knees rather than towards back. So it looks more like a triangle shape. And then inhale, lift your arms up. And then exhale, create some length forward and maybe place your palms up here. Maybe you stay here. If it's okay, you can also walk your arms forward and create length in the sides of the body and your spine, and your outer hips. And then inhale all the way back up. And then bring your left palm into your right knee. Place your right palm behind you and give your spine a little twist towards the right side. So your upper torso is turning. Shoulders are soft and maybe your gaze is back towards the back. And then inhale, come all the way forward. And then we swap sides. So whichever leg was in the front comes towards the back. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lengthen. Rather than rounding, see if you can create some length, or maybe that's where you stay. And if you like, you can also walk your arms a little bit further forward, softening the shoulders, softening your face, and breathe into your hips. Inhale, come all the way back up. Lengthen your arms, and then we bring the right palm onto your left knee, and then gently twist towards the left side. So your upper torso is turning. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Alright. And then we lower all the way back down. Down, down, down. Draw your knees towards your chest. Give them a last good hug. Maybe roll from side to side. Take your arms out to the side. And just for one breath on each side. So let your knees drop over to the right. Gaze towards the left. Inhale, bring your knees back up. And then all the way towards the opposite side. Inhale, lift your knees. Give them a last good hug. And then we finish in Shavasana. Most important pose to kind of let the body integrate everything we just did. So if there's a discomfort in the lower back here, you can also gently bend your knees, place a pillow underneath, and that takes a little bit of pressure from the lower back. Let your shoulders soften, your belly soften, your thighs. And just notice the liveliness in your body. You can stay here for as long as you wish, if you have the time. Otherwise, just lengthen your arms from fingertips to toes, so squeeze your whole body, and then exhale, let go. And then bend your knees, roll over to your right side. Just take a couple of moments here. Let your heart settle, let your body settle, and then gently come up into a seat, any seat you like. Rest your arms on your thighs and just allow yourself to be present with your breathing, present with your body. Just notice the sensations. And the movements in your body and your breath. And then gently open your eyes. Have a great day. And yeah, join me for our next practice.